Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is September 9th of 2022. Uh, the room is a total, well, it's not as bad. For the last couple of days, it's been a total disaster. I've been moving things around, uh, and been a mess. Um, so this is Windows 11. Over here, by the way, I took the camera off of the tripod. Let's see if no, the tripod I think is way over there, a little tiny tripod. This is now up on top of the monitor, and that monitor is just put there today. The monitor is because I have the Chrome box hooked up. Don't have the speakers uh, working. I can plug a headphone in, and it works. I just haven't got that worked out yet. But now it's not plugged in either. Okay, I have now the Logitech, not the Brio. It's here. Here's the Brio. I have it. But right now I haven't plugged that in yet. This is all, and the room is a disaster. This is a short video. You remember I signed up, the government came up with a program. I've mentioned this before. The Democrats and some Republicans, have decided that, everybody, well, in the old days, it was like, mail service. Of course, I would think revolutionary time, everybody, yeah, but later on, it was like, okay, people in the United States, they need electricity. And there was the Tennessee Valley Authority or whatever, where they brought electricity into. And so, let's see, electric service became something that, hey, everybody needs it, And I think the next thing was telephone service. Everybody needs, telephone service. And there probably maybe has there been some other things, but now we're up to the point where, you know, people need internet service and they need it fast. I mean, and they need fast internet service, and they need it where they can afford it. And so now the Democrats, and a few Republicans have, worked towards that. And I'm poor. And so I was able to sign up for $30 off of internet service. And so I had 400 down from Spectrum service. I had that already, 400 down. And it was 10 up, which was, actually fine. So what I was getting is just help with the, paying for the internet service a little bit. But I think that I did it when I called. Actually, I was confused. If there's a video back that I thought all I would be paying was $30 for high speed, internet. No, it's and when I called, I said, I want to upgrade to high speed and get the. Actually, I think I did that online. The But anyway, so I ended up with 1 gig. Well, of course, I didn't. 1 gig down, and for a little bit, I think over $100, minus 30. And then I realized, that I was confused. An old man. You young whippersnappers, you don't know what it is. On my vast experience, I have trouble even using a cell phone. Uh, so, so I was getting, or I wasn't getting a gig down. Well, let's see. Hang on here a second. Okay, let's go to here and go to, where do I want to go? Oh, speed test. Go. So I ended up, signing up for 1 gig service. When I called, I shouldn't have. I guess when I called and signed up, that I shouldn't have said upgrade me. I should have just said. So here in a second, we'll look and see. Now, I was perfectly happy with 400 down service, but I got upgraded to 1 gig service, and let's see history here. So is that 6? Yeah, that is okay. 550 down, 38 up. And earlier today, I decided I was going to call and cut back on the speed because I don't have to have, a gig down. And that was kind of funny because, I've been running like 495, 491, 520. It varies. Time of day, who's, whatever. But for the first time, I got 811 down. But I went ahead and called the Spectrum service. And, we have a phone line. My ex-wife, there's a real phone line for her, She has trouble, using a cell phone or whatever. And tell you the truth, I do too. I just not interested, I'm old enough that I had a long history with Bell Telephone Company, Southwestern Bell, and that type of stuff, and the way they were in the old days, before the government broke them up, because they were monopoly. But what turned out is that all the services, they broke them up. They had to break their corporation up, and so I don't, like Southwestern Bell. And all those things skyrocketed and made money. It didn't hurt. Breaking them up did actually help them. But back in those days, it was against the law for you to install your own telephone or run an extension cord or all kinds of. And then phone calls back then were astronomical. And the ones in state cost more than making the long distance call. If I should put that permanently on that's one of the things I'm going to do on my YouTube site, the link to a documentary, BBS the documentary, and you can watch it for free on YouTube. The author of it, and I'm in it, by the way, little tiny few places in there, but I get the biggest laugh. I went out to California for the preview of it. And Jason said, "Oh, Jim, now we haven't burned the DVDs yet, so I can change it. But it just, you got the biggest laugh and everything." I said, And then he said, "Do you want to try?" And I said, "No, no, that's fine. I don't care, you know." So, so I'm a comedy star, just not on what Netflix. I don't get my own performance on that, I guess. But okay, now to getting down to getting down to business. Um, I decided that with Spectrum, okay, I can. The other night I did, or the other day I made a little bit over a 2 hour video, and so then I've been thinking about going back and saving a little bit of money on the thing, and then this morning I think it was, yeah, I think it was this morning sometime. Uh, well, the other day I uploaded an over 2 hour video, but it still, it took a little while to upload. Not as bad as it back did when I was uploading things or downloading things at 300 baud. So I I called. Okay, what I decided on. Okay, so I had 1 gig, and when I went to 1 gig, uh, from 400, I think it was, the upload speed went from 20 to 40. I believe it is. I guess we get it just low. Never mind. Uh, so anyway, I called this morning, and I knew what was going to happen, but it was even worse than I thought. But I'm not angry at the woman or any of those people. I know that they're the cable, like I forget what Spectrum was before, but it's I think it was Charter and whatever, and they're the cable. How much I'm sure most of you have experienced the thing of hating the cable companies when you were using the cable. A lot of us have cut the cord, they call it. Uh, so anyway, I called and I said, well, the reason, had to go through some stuff, and I knew that she was gathering information. I need to gather information. I knew what she wanted so she could see exactly what I have, and then so she could push other things. And she was relentless and so I finally said, uh, I I have 1 gig, and I want to. I'm thinking about going back to 400 meg up, um, and I said, if it's $20 difference, I'll keep the service I have. If there's only $20 difference in the price, but if it's if it costs more than $20 or whatever, I'll just you know. So well, let me find out what do you know. Do you have a cell phone? Yeah. Do you have a you have? I see you have a direct a phone line with us and whatever. And so I just didn't feel comfortable. I've seen people. There may be something a time or two in the past where I was having trouble with not AOL, not anyway, where I did actually record the person I was talking to. No, I didn't tell them that I was recording or anything. I just did it. But anyway, I knew this lady was going to have to, and uh, so number one, I found out that Charter, and or Spectrum now, uh, they've been good in the past of giving an increase, saying, hey, we're without charging, we're increasing the speed of everybody up, and so it's it's come up. So what the 400 megs that I was using before I went to a gig, they have now increased at no extra cost to 500. So here, when I've been telling you on these videos for the, that I had 400, actually they've increased it for people to 500. So I don't know what I'm not sure what what the layers are, but it's 500, and then that's nice, really. And then one gig. So anyway, the lady was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you could get such and such would be free. It'd be free for it's just the cable television thing, the networking, thing." And I said, "No, I just want to know." And finally, I just said, I'm just gonna you know, stick with what I have. If she had just said, "Okay, well, uh, going from 500, uh, you know, the difference between 500 and 1,000, a gig down is $25. Okay, that's over $20. I would have said, okay, just go ahead and cut. But she never really gave me those. Because oh well, now you get this and you get that and you can get this and so I just said, okay, I tell you what, I'm just going to stick with what I've got now, which is 1 gig down. And so she didn't upgrade me to anything, but I didn't reduce my price or anything, which is, well, I don't know exactly what it is now. I'll have to wait for the next, let's see when this bill is. I want to make sure my password wasn't shown to you. This is service between January, February, March, April and May. The bill was $107.98. Spectrum Internet $75 at $74.99. Oh, I see here. No, okay. Spectrum Internet Ultra. That's because she was talking about that. Okay. I've never paid attention to that before. The Ultra is now it's 500. It's $20 a month. So when I get this next bill or whatever, I guess it's going to show whatever the gig level is. Minus $30 that the government pays, by the way, directly to the cable company. So it's not costing the cable, not costing the cable company, anything. So that's what I wanted to tell you. Well, one, and I understand those employees that are doing that. They've been trained, but I really couldn't get, maybe I did. Maybe someplace in there she said, well, $20, but you get this for free for a year if you do, whatever. And so I just said, oh. So anyway, Spectrum Internet Service is, I don't know what the entry level charge is for, well, by the way, this is also for like one phone line, $7 or something. Let's see, wait, no, phone service, because of taxes and everything, it's $13. Package includes a phone line, modem, up to 23 calling features, calling within USA, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Virgin Islands. If I call the Virgin Islands, can I get a Virgin? Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that if you're using Spectrum, their one tier there is, which I don't think is the beginning one. I think they have a lower one, but is now 500 megs. down. Oh, and the upload before, I think they just upgraded, before it was like 10 megs upload. And that's kind of slow to upload a YouTube video or, YouTube video or something like that. So, then when I'm not sure what step that was, but it is now, I think, 40. I think it's 40 up, and that's pretty good. 40 megs up. Anyway, anything else I want to tell you? Well, my room is a mess. I just ordered, usually the ex-wife does all the food ordering or whatever, and she pays for it. That's one of the things she does. We share cost, and she likes doing it. But I just paid for a small, and she of course insists on ordering from Walmart. But I just went ahead and ordered a few things from Amazon Food. So it'll be here at 5 a.m. in the morning. I like the placement of this camera, and I know a lot of you are like me. You like to see where the person is. If it's outside, whatever, or if they're walking or driving, you'd like to see. I call them walking and talking videos. I'm not really able to do the walking and talking videos anymore. But I've watched a lot, even like in Rome or something like that, somebody would have a camera up on. Also, at high speed 4K video, you can watch cities like Miami, and there's people, I don't know if they have it up on their hat or a thing or whatever, but so like I spent time in, I think it was a year or so, maybe longer, in Miami, and I went to the beach and the Bayside Mall and stuff like that. So I could go and I can go to watch, on YouTube, these people who have walked around the beach and through the mall and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of neat, nobody cares. I watch my YouTube videos alone and stuff, We all are compartmentalized, and kind of neat, I think I've been, like I was watching a video and there was a guy laying on the beach, on the bench there, and I thought, I've seen maybe the same guy. Anyway, just wanted you to know that Sprint has increased their speeds for moved up at no extra cost a little bit, and it's working. The high speed is working fine for me. I'm thinking about. There's some things I would like to do. Would like to rearrange my videos. One, what I've been promised you, what I'd like to do, and it's hard for me to do it because I've been doing this since 1982. It's hard for me to just cover one subject. I just ramble off into some other area. I would like to try to make it, I keep trying. I don't think I'll be successful, but another thing, well, a whole bunch of things. One of them I just thought of the other day, and what I'd like to do, unless it's too much work for me. And two, we can look at our people that do YouTube videos. You can look at your stats and all that information, and you can tell what the average number of people, when do they tune out. I'm sure I'm talking to nobody now, right? You've all tuned out. This is 24-minute video, so you probably all tuned out at about 10 minutes into it. But one thing I'd like to do, and I don't know why, but I'd like at the end of the video, I'd like a screen there for a little bit, and it would tell you what camera and software that I am using, that I used for that video. So this would be Mannycam, and as a camera, or as a software, the camera would be the Avery Media, the microphone, the Elgato. I'd like to have something like that at the end of the screen, because if a lot of you probably that watch things, and if you're thinking of, if you're doing, YouTube videos or thinking about doing them or something like that, I think it'd be kind of nice at the end of my screen you could see what hardware and software I was using. Like this will be edited by Movidia Video Suite, by the editor, video editor. Not that I'll make any real editing changes to it. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, by the way, remember that you can use, where am I going? Over here. You can use jimhoward.me, and if, wait a minute, oh no, how did that happen? A couple weeks ago, never mind. I have jimhoward.me. It's a secure link, and I have it set up, and I've been telling you here, hey, use that, and it takes you directly to my Amazon page. And then once you go there, you don't have to buy the things that I have recommended or something like that. But once you go there, as long as you don't log out, as long as you're there and you go buy something, I get credit for it. And, it doesn't cost you anything. And so, but I set up jimhoward.me to make it even easier for you to remember where to go. And then some other site I thought had some advantages. So I set up jimhoward.me for you to use that. And I set up the registry wrong, and it took me a couple, well, I haven't got it fixed yet apparently. I think though if it hasn't kicked out to all the places. I bet if I used a different browser, I bet it would probably nope. Okay, never mind. So I guess that's it. Thank you very much for watching.